Welcome to the JAMODI Podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders, so let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it. Coaches, we are all searching for ways to better evaluate players in order to give meaningful feedback. Over 15 years ago, I put together a test called the JAMODI Skill Rating. The JSR takes players through a series of tests involving basketball skill or athleticism, giving them one rating at the end. Their JSR rating will give you clarity on what needs to be discussed with players and parents on areas they need to focus on improving. I test our players at least 4 times each year. They're able to compete against each other, past players' scores, and most importantly, their past performances. If you'd like to start testing your athletes, email me at jamodipodcast@gmail.com for more information.
You mentioned that you play 12, or you think you'll go 12 deep. How do you manage the amount of minutes that they're getting, and how much does the amount of possessions that they're actually getting come into play? Because I think the minutes may be deceiving as far as how much basketball they're actually getting in when you play your style.
Well, we tell them from the very start, it's all about effort. I mean, if you're out there giving 100% effort the whole time, you're probably not going to come off the floor. And it's one of those deals where you raise your hand and you pull yourself out because you're tired. I mean, we'll let you go back in when you're ready. But if we have to pull you out because you're tired, and we may leave you over there a little longer. But it's all about effort. I mean, if you're not crashing the boards like we're asking, if you're walking back, you're coming off the floor. Because we got plenty of guys that'll come get those extra minutes that you're giving up because you're not giving that effort. So it's all about effort. It's all about that.
So got to ask you about social media, because Coach Starnes has been texting me videos almost daily, it feels like right now. And I love all of them. They've given me some great ideas. How are you guys using social media to enhance your program?
Well, I mean, if there's a kid in this world, a high school kid, JUCO kid that doesn't have social media, I'd love to meet him, because everybody has it. So, I mean, that's one way we're reaching out and trying to recruit kids and do things. But we've got a great graduate assistant this year, Nash Crawford. I mean, he is unbelievable with technology. Coach Starnes and I, technology, we can get enough to get by, but he's really good. You know, we do something we call Vibe in the 325, where we cover our area, local high schools, and it is an absolute hit in our community. We just want to put our kids out there. Like I said, our kids are our trophies. We want to show them off and just give the public and our community, I mean, our school, I mean, everybody is like talking about these things we're doing. And that's what we want. We want our kids to be recognized. And in the end, that's going to fill seats in the stands. And, we just want a positive outlook for our program. And social media is kind of blowing up for us right now.
Definitely a great way for people to get to know your players better, know more about them, and see what you guys are doing in the gym. It may help them when they go to watch, having a little bit more knowledge of what has been happening behind the scenes. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Vibe in the 325?
Well, that was something, we got a new athletic director. He came in and kind of mentioned that name. But Coach Starnes and I have been talking about, we throw ideas around. Coach Starnes has got so many ideas, which is awesome. I love it. He's got a lot of years of experience doing this stuff in a smaller community, which, everybody's going to know you. And that's what we tell our kids. When you come here, everybody's going to know who you are. And it's social media, what we're using with the Vibe and the 325. We want to make it where we recognize everybody in our community, whether it's high school or just our teams as well. But we want to have kind of be a little bit of comedy with it, trying to make it fun, make it interesting. One of our players, Carter Eddy, he's like the MC of it, I guess is what you call it. But he's one in everyone. I mean, he's unbelievable. We keep telling him he's going to be governor one day. I mean, he's just a great personality. I think that it's, like I said, it's been a hit. When you got it's getting out all over Texas. We got people from, of course, Coach Starnes sent it to everybody, but we got people seeing it on Twitter.
I'm a fan. Yeah, for sure.
They see that stuff, and we get comments all the time. So it's been a positive deal. We try to run it every week, and we're just hope we don't run out of ideas.
Yeah, and that on that note, because I think it's a great idea, and I'm trying to think of something with the 254, that we could do here around Waco, but. Is it player led completely by that guy?
Yes. It's
Wow.
all his ideas. we kind of, if he asks a question, what should we do? We might throw something at him like, hey, let's go down to the bowling alley and take care of, one of them, or let's go, we got a huge lake out here. I mean, go make it fun, make it interesting. So it's it's player led. Those guys, they come up with ideas, and like I said, our GA does all the filming of it. So it's kind of I don't know, maybe he's the director a little bit, but it's all about the kids.
Yeah. See, and that's what I really like, because I don't know about you, the older I get, the more and more I realize I'm not very cool, and I don't know what is cool. I don't sound cool when I talk to the guys, and I don't dress it. But my thing is, if I was in charge of this, I think it would be super corny and just not anything that they'd want to be a part of. And that probably goes, man. We can go a lot of directions with that. Like the same with culture, the same with standards, the same with how practice goes. The more ownership that they have of it, the more excited they're going to be, the more fun they'll have with it. And I think that comes out. Like you can tell in those videos that this isn't a player being forced to do this.
Yes.
By his coach who thinks this is funny. It really is them. Man, I think I could be probably more creative with, hey guys, like here's a template, it's 5 in the 3-2-5. Man, could we do that? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because we got kids lining up. We only put I think 3 of them on there each time, just because we will run out of kids, so quick. But I mean, they're lining up wanting to be a part of it, and we were going to have our president involved on one of them. So I mean, we're going to have some guests, so-called guest people on it. So I mean, they're owning it. I mean, they really bought into that as well, and it's just a little part of the bigger picture we're trying to do with these guys.
I saw you're going to other schools in the community with your players, and they're interacting and filming other people and interviewing them.
Yeah, they're doing a little bit of that. Coach Starnes has done a good job about getting us into the elementaries, and so we're building a relationship with those principals and secretaries and other things. And so we're going to be adding a lot of that stuff with them, and Coach did a good thing back when he was at Clarendon, where he got into the PE classes and taught basketball the whole day. So we're doing that. We did a little bit of that last year. He's down there. Coach Starnes' a big guy. He's got all these little kindergartners running around him. It is awesome.
Love to see that.
Yeah, we want to get definitely everybody we can involved in this, and we haven't been told no yet. So it's been a fun deal.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing they can say, right? Is no to one of your ideas, but that's convicting for me, because I came to Midway to be in a situation like what you're talking about, where I know my 8 elementary schools, I know the 2 middle schools. They all are Midway ISD. They're all Panthers. They actually all have Panthers as their logo, even though, and their mascot, even though they're different schools, which I thought that's pretty cool. They grow up not being Spiegelville. I don't know what that would be. Can you give me a good, what do you got?
I don't know. I just, whatever they are, but I get what you're saying. That is awesome.
Eagle. I don't know, but it's all Midway Panther. But I've been here a month and a half, haven't had a lot of connection. This Friday, we're going to do something with passing out cards, but we can do a lot more. And I think this idea of what you guys have done, making it player led, making it fun. I mean, I think, what would the hesitation be, or why would I or coach not do it? It's time and effort, and possibly in season, like you were out late there with the game the night before. Is this really important? I think if excitement, fun, culture, standards are important, then something like this, you got to make time for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have a little bit more time because, the kids are not in class from, 8 to 3:30 every day. And we definitely like to, we want to get it out on Mondays, that way they kind of cover the whole week. We kind of started on Wednesdays, but we moved to Mondays to get the whole week. But, it's a deal where it's kind of funny. You said it earlier about the connection with the schools. We didn't really have that when we started. But now we've got the other schools in the community saying, hey, we want to be a part of that. Come to our school, come read to our kids like we do. And it just kind of snowballs. I mean, and it's huge. And we've honestly had to turn some things away just because of time. When it gets to the season, like you said, I mean, you're on the road, or you play so many games in so few days, it was hard to do a lot of things. But I mean, once you get that connection, man, I'm telling you, it'll explode, and it's been positive for us.
How will that work? Or let me ask you, actually, I thought of another thing first. Is you're putting episodes out every Monday. As somebody that has been doing this for 5 years, it's a good pressure. It's kind of like what Monty Williams said, pressure is a privilege, right? It's a privilege to get to do these hoop talks, but the pressure is to do one every, put one out on every Monday. And, I haven't missed a Monday yet in 5 years. So how do you keep that going, or how do you, what does that look like in season when time does get a little tougher?
That is going to be tough because this is new to us as well. We didn't do this last season. So it's going to be a deal where we started doing them on Sunday evenings. That's kind of, our day off or downtime a little bit. That's another big thing, change it to Sundays, trying to give it so we can put it out Monday, give it a little bit of opportunity where we have a little bit of time. Because like I said, we're in the middle of Texas. We go to Abilene, but everything else is a 3-4 hour drive or longer. We're going to Nebraska and stuff. We may get creative of making the film on the road. Some possibilities of doing that stuff. I haven't talked to Coach Starnes about that yet or not, but I think that's
there's funny stuff that happens on the road. So for sure with restaurants and things that you got to do, obviously want to keep it all, you don't want to get in trouble with anything, but there's a lot of fun stuff.
We started putting in, there's more. Coach Starnes got ideas, I'm telling you. So he's got another deal where some of our sponsors and big sponsors, we got our player introductions out in front and trying to highlight that place. Just give them a little boost and kind of introduce our guys as well. So, so it's been fun.
That's really good. And I'm excited to start brainstorming. There's a senior that I have his dad actually was my speech communications professor at Baylor. And so, but he is super outgoing, and I could see him starting something like this, making it really fun to where, and I like tradition. I like things that can be passed down. And so maybe something like this within our basketball program in this district, I think it could work.
Yeah, it's fun. And, if the kids own it, it's going to take off.
That's it. So how long have you been coaching total?
So when I was done playing, and I had one more year at Howard Payne, so I had the JV program, and then I became the sports information director at Howard Payne for 5 years. So in 2004, I started coaching. I wasn't head coach then, but I got into it. I was coaching early junior high. I started in junior high. So, I'm just going to stick here, build my family here. You think a high school coach and stuff's a lot safer in junior high, keeping your jobs. I thought that, but I was given the opportunity to be a head coach in 2007, somewhere right in there. And we had great success. I've had great assistant coach. I've been very blessed with that, with great assistant coach since I've gotten into this deal. And sometimes that's a tough thing to have. Sometimes in high school, you just get a football coach and whoever basically volunteers. But but I started about that time, and I haven't looked back since, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI Podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.